Okay, so I did a video on pivot time. I'm wearing the same exact thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, the same day. Like literally, was just asked the question. So I was asked the question. You said, they asked me, what if, like you were saying in the video, what I was saying in the video, that if a higher up gave you the time, like if your boss's boss assistant gave you the time, it's like, well, this is the time that they're available. Do you challenge? Do you challenge that time? Do you challenge? Do you say no, that won't work? This is what I would say to that. If your boss's boss gives you a time, and that's the time that they're available, unless you have a meeting that cannot be moved, your assistant should move that meeting. If your boss's assistant comes to you and says, this is the time that they are available, and there's a meeting, like I said, it was at 1 o'clock, and they gave you the time, 2 o'clock. This is where you make your executive decisions. Granted, it also depends on the type of boss you have, because the boss I have allows me to have control over his calendar, because I do a pretty good job. Yes, and so I do a very good job, according to him. So it's like I have control over his calendar. So if I see it, and then I also ask questions, so I know how he is, because sometimes he's like, just leave it. I already have my mind set on what I'm going to do. I already did all that in my head, so I know what I'm going to do. So I leave it. But I always ask, just in case he was like, yeah, let's move all this stuff away. But like I said, it depends on the boss you have. But if your boss's assistant tells you the time and it cannot be moved, the meeting cannot be moved, you would go back to them respectfully and say, hey, unfortunately, he or she has this meeting. You got to tell them what the meeting is. You got to tell them they have a meeting with the mayor. They have a meeting with City Hall. They have a meeting with one of your your top designers. They have a meeting with one of your collaborators. It cannot be moved. So then that's when you kick it back and be like, hey, we can't afford to lose this meeting. You understand? And then most assistants like myself will be like, okay, no problem. And they'll kick you back. They'll give you another date. They either give you another date or they'll give you another time. So it's never an end-all, be-all. So, but if the meeting that you can control is on the calendar and the boss's assistants is behind it, you move your meeting. You always move your meeting. Always move your meeting. You don't even have to tell them you're moving your meeting. You be like, yo, your job is to make your boss look good and efficient. So you are going to be as cooperative, not agreeable, but cooperative as possible, especially when it comes to scheduling, because scheduling is a headache when you don't have people who know what they're doing, or people who are cooperative or communicative. But that's for another video. I hope you like this video. I'm your EA coach, Kaila New York, Keisha Grant. Love you. See you later. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces, and we out.